everybody, I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for supporting all of the video creators on Home and Garden for Mere Mortals and all of the work they do. This channel won't exist without them, so please be sure to subscribe to their personal channels. And please help us out by spreading the word about HGMM and sharing our videos. I want to introduce you to Joe from Average Joe's Joinery. A lot of you may already know him. He's going to be helping us out on HGMM by discussing simple tools every homeowner should have. This week he's going to kick off this series by showing you something anyone can make with just an inexpensive jigsaw and a drill. You don't even need a workshop to build this project.
You're right, guys. Oh, hold on a sec. That's better. I'm Joe from Average Joe's Joinery, and this is the Home and Garden for Mere Mortals channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this simple step-up stool. To make the step-up stool, I'm going to use 18mm plywood. This is a 4 by 2 sheet, but I'll only need about half of it. I'm going to be using a jigsaw, a combi drill, a tape measure and a ruler, a pen and a pencil, and wood glue and screws. To finish the project, I'll use some sandpaper, wood filler and paint. I ended up using spray paint in the end. To make this project, I'm going to be using a jigsaw and a combi drill. Now, I do highly recommend that you have these tools in your house because there's that many different DIY tasks and little odd jobs that these tools will make a lot easier. They are relatively inexpensive now too. You can pick up a brand new drill and a jigsaw for not very much money at all, and it's even cheaper if you have a look on the second-hand market. I kept the design relatively simple, and I'll start by marking out the side panel ready to cut with a jigsaw. You can create any design you like. I just made sure the bottom of the sides had a flat section to be stable on the floor, and I also made sure there was a big enough flat section to add the steps. Once the side was cut out, I traced around it and cut out the second one in the same way. I can get both of the cross stretchers out of this small section here. Again, I kept the stretchers simple. I just added a decorative curve in the centre. I cut out the two of them and noticed an uneven curve, so using some sandpaper, I smoothed out the curve on both stretchers. I also used some sandpaper to even out the small differences in the side panels too. I went ahead and cut out 2 rectangles for the steps, then using something round I traced the curve in the corners and cut them out with a jigsaw. Now I have all the pieces cut for the stool, I can use some sandpaper to remove any sharp edges and corners. The stool is just going to be glued and screwed together. I marked around the stretcher to give me an area to drill a couple of pilot holes. I also used a larger drill bit to create a countersink. This will allow the head of the screw to sink below the surface of the plywood. Glue isn't really needed for this job, but I like to add some for a little extra holding strength. Using some 40mm screws, I attached the side panel to the first stretcher. Notice how the screw has sunk below the surface. I did the same with the other stretcher and then added the other side panel too. Now the stool is really starting to take shape. I can now add the steps. Again, I drilled pilot holes and countersunk them. Using the same 40mm screws and glue, I attached the steps to the stool. I'm using wood filler to hide the screws. This isn't necessary, but I think it makes the finished piece look a lot nicer. I also used the filler to fill any voids that was in the plywood. Once the filler was dry, I could sand it flush and smooth. Filler sands very easily and quickly. The stool can of course be decorated any way you like. It would be great to get the kids involved with this step. I kept it neutral with white paint. The brush on kind didn't leave a very good finish for me at all, so I used some white spray paint instead. This was much easier and gave a much nicer finish too. I had to put it to the test, of course. It's incredibly sturdy. This would be useful for anyone needing to reach high places. So that's it then guys, I think you'll agree, a nice and simple project. I think it's great if you can get your kids involved, get them to decorate it, any designs they like, I think they'd really enjoy that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please remember, subscribe to Home and Garden for Mere Mortals. There's plenty of other creators and there's loads of different topics I'm going to be covering to do with owning a home and looking after your garden, loads of different things, so it's well worth getting subscribed. And if you like what I do, I'd really appreciate you heading over to my channel. There'll be a link down in the description. It's Average Joe's Joinery. I do all different kinds of woodworking and project videos, so I'm sure there'll be something that you enjoy there too. Thank you all for watching again.